the chat.
I gotta do it again. Hold up.
Pop out the chat.
The chat. There we go.
What's that? We're live.
We're live.
Oh, hey!
Sorry for the delay. We had a little
Sorry.
technical issues. But we're back.
Apologies, people who we cut up mid-conversation with. Sorry.
Welcome to Box Office Showdown. This is Justin's show, actually. So why don't you intro it?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Box Office Showdown. Tonight, what do we have tonight?
We have some Fast and Furious news.
We have some It Chapter 2 talk.
Nope.
And we'll be discussing...
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you guys, thank you so much for joining us on your TGIS Saturday. And we really appreciate it. And this is the third show for TGIS. Mm-hmm. And Migdalia's not here this week, so...
So we got Johnny Parker. We also got...
Everybody wants
It's the same people as Henshin Hangout. So...
That just means,
It's
not to throw shade at McDowell, but Box Office Showdown just went to the Henshin level.
she's going to be watching and she'll be commenting pretty pissed off. So how are you guys doing?
I can Henshin too. It's like,
Nah, she didn't want to Henshin. She don't know why.
She declared, I don't watch these shows. I went, I watch these shows.
Exactly.
Now,
No. We love these shows.
Now, why don't we go to the first category here? Let's talk about...
Charlize Theron, who I share a birthday with, actually, is getting her own spin-off series in lieu of, the success of Hobbs and Shaw. So, if Hobbs and Shaw does really well, Charlize Theron will have her own show. You saw the last one with her in it, right?
That's right.
Cypher.
Fate of the Furious.
So, I was really disappointed when she wasn't going to show up in Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
So, but this now makes sense.
Here's the thing, though. I
think you just were saying point. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Here's the thing. When they were like, oh, we were thinking about a spinoff with her character. I went, all right, here's the thing. I like Charlize Theron. I do.
Here we go.
This character? You want a spinoff?
Yeah, well, there are talks in saying that maybe this is the spinoff that's going to have the all-female cast.
I guess. I'm not against the idea. It's just like...
I am.
Okay.
You okay?
I don't know. Like, if for sound like it was a movie about just her, I was kind of like, I don't think she's interesting enough to give her own movie. But I mean, what, is she gonna be the antagonist of the all-female?
So
Furious
there's
movie?
not.
So here's what I'll say. The problem with this is that because they're just saying Charlize Theron might get her own Fast and Furious off. So if she's the antagonist, which means the villain. That's totally fine. Makes sense.
Right.
Thumbs up. Let's make it. But if she's supposed to be the protagonist, kind of like how they did with Jason Statham, I'm like, you can't do that.
No.
She tried to kill a baby. Do we not remember that movie where she kidnapped a mother and child?
Yeah.
She killed the mother in front of the baby.
Yes, she's
she's not a redeemable character.
No, she's not. I highly doubt she's going to be the protagonist.
Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around justice for Han if Statham is now the second lead.
Exactly. Okay. Why does it?
I'm sorry, Justin. It's okay.
Why does it make sense that they have him at the table? They're literally eating dinner with Jason Statham. You killed Han.
You killed Han.
You killed Han. Why do you?
They have to retro that somehow because I was rewatching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and I was just remembering like, oh yeah, Jason Statham killed Han. That's not cool. Han was cool.
And then on top of that, like another thing that kind of like stuck out to me is why they named the baby Brian when like. It's not like Brian died in the film, so
we know why.
Yeah, we know why.
In a way, why
because
don't you
you also know what happened in real life, right?
Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh.
But Vin Diesel's daughter.
Okay.
When Vin Diesel had his daughter, it was recently like 3 months after the movie had come out or something like that, and he was like on air the radio. It was like, so what'd you name your daughter? He's like, I named her Paulina. And it was just like, I was just like, damn.
Because wouldn't it like if Paul Walker didn't die, wouldn't it have made sense that the baby's name would be like Han or something? But it is what it is. But are you guys excited for a possible spinoff? Maybe because they're adding 2 more females to Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
They're adding
Vanessa
Shaw's
Kirby.
sister.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the one. Is Elizabeth or Eliza? something. She was
Gonzalez?
in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
It'll be dope if you go back and get what's the girl's name from Fast and Furious 2?
Oh,
Eva Mendes.
I'm kind of waiting. For,
I was hoping thought she was gonna come back.
I'm waiting for Eva Mendes' return. Hopefully, together.
Mila from Tokyo Drift, maybe.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I saw her in something the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Last thing I saw her in was Take Me Home Tonight with Topher Grace.
Yeah. She was in
She's
that.
a small role.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. Like, if they did a spinoff with that, like with the all-female cast, like keep it real. I haven't talked to you guys about my end game, but like my reaction to it, love the movie. But like literally one of the few moments where I literally got chills is that moment where it was like she'll need protection, and they're like, we got this. And you see the all-female Avengers, the A-Force, comes like, oh god, they're about to do it. You see Gamora with that walk, like I'm about to fuck shit up. I'm like, so they're the all-female Fast and Furious. Sign me up. I'm all aboard. Let's do this.
I think that'd be a good way to also bring back Eva Mendes' character because she came back a little bit in Fast 5. So and then there's like no mention of her since.
No.
So it would be kind of cool to get her back for that.
And they're all against Charlize Theron.
I'm okay with if they're against Charlize.
Yes.
I just like it's.
I would love it if the plot of the movie is Vin Diesel gets kidnapped and they have to go rescue him. That would be so dope. Because it would just totally switch the roles and everything like that. They have so damsel is like Vin Diesel. That would be so awesome.
It's not Vince, right? What is the other guy's name from the very first one? So Vince died in Fast 5, right?
Yes.
There's one more person in that original crew that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I've actually been waiting for him.
Yeah.
If they want to, because there's one other guy who like bolted.
Yeah, it was the dude who had like the autism or whatever. He designed cars. We haven't seen him since the first one.
Oh, then he died.
He died.
Wait, when did he
He did
die?
the first one.
Yeah, he died.
Died
No, he doesn't.
He got shot by the Asian guy.
He shows up and is like, I'm sorry or whatever, but I thought.
Yeah, he got shot.
And then he got shot.
Oh, snap.
Did you fall
And then
asleep
there-
that part?
And then there was another
Yes,
dude.
There's one more guy.
And I remember there was a guy who hated Brian when he showed up.
Yeah.
But then he died later on too, right?
No.
No.
That was Vince. He got sent to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
But
Vince
he
is still
showed up
alive.
in Fast 5.
Yeah,
But
is he alive or
when-
dead?
Vince is
he's
dead.
dead now.
Okay, yeah, he's
He
died.
died in Fast 5.
Yeah.
But there's when Kurt Russell signed on for what film was it? I think it was Fast 6.
Yeah.
They're saying that he was gonna play the dad of that kid that never came back. But that didn't follow through.
It didn't need to be. You don't
No,
need
I
to
mean,
go.
he's not an important character enough to
No.
like bring him back. It's not like But
He's
then
just gotta be. He's just gotta be Nick Fury of the franchise.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I just gotta be real. The person who I'm disappointed they never brought back, like I wish they did, because low key the
don't
movie
say
did.
Bow Wow.
Who?
Are you gonna say Bow Wow?
Which one's that? Oh no, no. Because low key the movie did restart the franchise. Is the main star of Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Because
Lucas Black.
Yeah, because honestly, the thing about this is that I was rewatching Tokyo Drift the other day. I'm just like,
I think
dude,
he is. I think he's gonna be in Fast 9.
I hope so because
I hope
again, I kind of felt when they did the last movie where Han dies or whatever, he should have been like, wait.
But he looked like 20 years older.
He really did. Why did he look young, older than Vin Diesel? But at the same time, he's supposed to be younger than
He had
Vin
like
Diesel.
a really bad receding
That-
hairline.
that
He was
was-
supposed to be in high school.
That was That was one of those. Who I'm suspending so much disbelief right now because I'm like, I get it. That movie came out 2007.
Yeah.
Fast 7 came out many years later.
Yeah.
Lucas does not look
Age
like
well.
a
Does
19-year-old.
not age
18.
well.
No. It's like it was real mind trip because like the footage was still from Tokyo Drift, then cuts to clearly shot in Little Tokyo. Might I add, clearly this scene in the parking lot is shot in Little Tokyo.
Yeah,
So as
yeah.
close as they're gonna get.
We're not gonna
be
fly
real,
all the
though.
way there for just one scene.
yeah.
I will say this though. One thing I do like about Tokyo Drift is we're like
clearly,
talking about
yeah.
Fast and Furious right now. I love the soundtrack. I love that those like ding ding ding
I
ding
have it
ding
on my
ding
phone.
ding
I
ding
have
ding
it on
ding.
my phone.
It is so dope. It is so
Yeah, that
dope.
one with Mos Def and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good, so good.
Favorite soundtrack.
We really like
Never
Fast
thought
and
we'd be
Furious.
talking Fast and Furious about myself a showdown, did you? This is what happens when Mickey's not here on Saturdays.
If she was, she would have shut that down really quick.
Exactly. This would have been a 2-minute conversation. So Charlize Theron is going to be new Fast and Furious. That's it. Moving on. It Chapter 2.
It's such a unique franchise, and there's so many people you can bring back. Like last week or a week before, John Cena signed on for Fast 9.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
So even before that, I was thinking about other people because I knew that Dwayne Johnson was not immediately going to go back to
Right.
the original films.
Well, that's because of for people who don't know, there's a lot of friction between him and Ben on set and whatnot because Ben wants these to run a certain way, but The Rock is The Rock now. He is arguably the biggest star in the world.
Who would you
So,
back
yeah.
though? That's why they gave him a spinoff because you would back The Rock because he is dubbed box office.
It's Viagra.
No, I mean, like, I know that's a fun thing we use, but let's not lie. It doesn't always work. Like,
I mean, I guess,
like what Baywatch? Did Baywatch do really well?
but Justin,
Did people watch Skyscraper?
I watched it.
But did a lot of people watch Skyscraper to a point that it's like we're still talking about Skyscraper?
so here's the thing. Justin.
Rampage.
Here's the thing. So Justin, I hear what you're saying, but I remember Kevin said this one time. So he was talking about when he filmed Cop Out.
Yeah.
And Cop Out, they was like, oh, this is a terrible movie, blah, blah, blah. It is, but the thing about it is, though, is that to the studio, it cost $30 million to make. It made $75 million.
Yeah.
The studio, that's a success.
Yeah.
So the thing about The Rock is, even when he makes Rampage, it still makes his money back.
No.
And the other thing I will give him too, though, because I didn't even know this was filming, but I was following the Doctor Who sidekick or whatever. What's her name?
Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan the other day, and she posted like just wrapped Jumanji 2.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You didn't know?
it's
technically 3, but
3, yeah. And I
Jumanji
was
3.
like, seriously?
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it, but that's what that man did. The man helped bring back Jumanji.
I will say Jumanji is like the other time the Viagra joke still works, because I'm like, no one wanted a Jumanji 2. And then
don't you say no
hold
one.
on.
Don't you say no. I wanted Jumanji 2. I wanted Jumanji 2.
Okay, I'll say this.
I wanted a Jumanji prequel with Alan in the jungle. That's what I want to see.
Here's what I'll say. Okay, let me rewrite that then.
I was going to write that at some point.
Let me rewrite this then. The Jumanji movie they said they were going to make was not the Jumanji 2 I thought you were going to make. Does that make sense? Like, where they're video game characters and they're stuck in the video game world. That was not what I thought was going to be a thing for Jumanji.
Here's the thing, to be real.
They made a good movie. I want to be clear. That's where the Rock making that works really well.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I agree with you, because the thing about this, though, the Jumanji original movie is dope. And the thing about this, though, so again, I remember seeing it.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
And I love it. It's like one of those movies that will come on, I will watch.
Yeah.
And so the thing about this, though, so when they said they were making a sequel, I agree with you. I didn't know how it was going to be with the video game aspect, but it was better than I thought. But again, as long as they're making Jumanji related stuff, I'm watching it.
That's cool.
Except for the cartoon.
No, I remember that cartoon. Looked like the wild.
We try not
to.
So yeah, I was thinking about like a bunch, like before they announced John Cena, I was thinking about a bunch of people that they would bring on to fill that void that Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson would.
I've wanted Keanu, and apparently I might be getting Keanu.
You are.
I heard that rumor that John Wick and the Fast and Furious might be in the same universe.
No.
They're just gonna show up.
Keanu Reeves is going to have. He's going to be the big villain in Hobbs and Shaw. Above. So he's above. Idris Elba. Yeah.
Is he a Superman as well?
Probably. I don't know to what extent his character is.
Is that a line from the movie? I haven't even seen it.
Is it?
Did he scream Rampage?
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he's going to be in the movie. So I was thinking, John Cena was on my list. He was on my list. John Cena was on my list. Another top contender that I had on my list was Mark Wahlberg.
Sure.
Mark Wahlberg.
You love Mark Wahlberg.
I don't know.
You do love Mark Wahlberg.
I think he would fit in that universe.
Well, don't worry. John Cena looks like he ate Mark Wahlberg, so you're fine.
Another person that I wanted to be in the Fast and Furious franchise was Terry Crews.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like that would be a good addition. He could probably not a headliner, but he could like elevate.
No, that'd be fun.
Cast. Another bald guy, I guess, to the cast.
Not a muscly bald
Because
guy.
I wasn't really sold on them adding Scott Eastwood to it. Like I felt like he's.
I did not like Scott Eastwood.
No.
I don't think I've come to the conclusion. I don't think I've ever liked Scott Eastwood because I saw Pacific Rim Uprising and I went, no. Yeah.
Another person I would add.
Nepotism
Pretty much,
at
I'm picking off of the Expendables team.
I figured you were.
Expendables or any of these former wrestlers turned.
Yeah, exactly.
Like literally.
Yeah, I mean they brought
Roman
in
Reigns
Roman Reigns
yeah.
to Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
We got to see it first. They brought him in. We don't know how he did yet.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Scorpion King.
Oh, for Roman Reigns?
No, I'm just saying Scorpion King. Wrestlers take a long time to learn how to act.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
It did take.
I will say this though. I love to see Wesley.
Oh
yeah.
Because you're saying, because people forget, people are like,
but don't you think he's gonna clash?
Spider-Man started the superhero trend. X-Men started the superhero trend. Blade started the superhero movie trend. And so the thing about this, though, like, the man's so dope in Expendables 3. Oh, when he breaks out of prison and comes out and everything like that, best scene. It's like, what'd you go to jail for?
I did actually. I kind of
Taxes.
Yeah, tax evasion. I did actually like Expendables 3. It was a lot of fun.
Wesley was amazing.
Wesley was amazing, and so was Antonio Banderas.
I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
And like, to be real,
One of my classmates was in it too. He was one of the the boxer. Why am I blanking on his name?
Is he one of the new Expendables?
Yeah, one of the young kids. Yeah. He was
For a franchise called Expendables, no one dies in these movies.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, Liam Hemsworth died.
Yeah, he was. Okay, that's true. He's the character that was designed to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like had Jet Li just leave for some reason.
He just left the frame.
He's Jet Li.
Jet Li
He's
literally-
Jet Li. He's like, I am not fifth tier. I'm the biggest star over in my country. I do not need this.
Correct though, Jet Li just literally just like, I'm out. He literally leaves the franchise.
But
I
I mean,
Lee play villain again though?
yeah, we should.
Because
Maybe.
I don't think he's done that since what?
The
Lethal
one?
Four?
Lethal
No,
Weapon,
Mummy,
yeah.
the Mummy,
Mummy, the Return of the Dragon.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I apparently, hey,
But
I'm
while-
just saying, I
while
saw
What are you
we're
it.
at
talking
it-
about?
Since we've been talking about Fast and Furious for about 20 minutes, let's move on to It Chapter 2.
Yeah,
No.
Just close your ears.
No.
What did you guys think about the trailer?
it
Did you
looks
see it?
so good.
That was actually the
So good.
You were
So
you at
good.
CinemaCon?
I wish I was at
Yeah,
CinemaCon.
that was actually the CinemaCon trailer. So I honestly, the casting for Beverly,
Why is this so loud while we're filming?
the casting for Beverly was so on point.
Yeah.
To the point where they did look at this. So they did a clip where they had Beverly in the tub.
Yeah.
And they cut right to
Jessica Chastain.
yeah, and it just like it was seamless.
Yeah,
What do you guys think about the cast of the older cast?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like I love when I heard Bill Hader as adult Richie, I went perfect.
Perfect.
I was actually struggling with that one. Who would be a good adult Richie? And then they get announced Bill Hader. I went,
It was dope. It was
of course
it
it would
was,
be.
it was a nice fit.
Yeah.
How about Axeman as a
X-Men as Mike.
yeah?
That one was that one kind of surprised me a bit, but as I'm seeing the like that still right there, I went, oh no, I could see it.
And Professor Xavier.
I could see that too. I think he does him. I don't think there's a miscast member of the
Like to
adults
be real,
version.
like here's the thing, be real. After Split and Glass,
Yeah.
that man can do no wrong for me. I believe he can play any
Dude,
role
he
he
was
wants.
jacked in Glass.
Dude, he was buff. He was doing his P90X twice a week.
And I think I remember when I watched the first It, and like when I realized like because I know the plan was like, okay, we're gonna do a chapter 1 with the kids and a chapter 2.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And then chapter 3 with the grandparents.
Oh.
But like,
No, he
but
didn't.
like chapter 2, when I heard they were gonna separate chapter 2, I realized the nice thing about like kind of giving us some time away from chapter 1 is like, oh, you can kind of be excited about
Yeah.
what they could do with the adult cast because they didn't have them yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, that's kind of rad. You can now normally when you cast cast kids and adults to play the same character, you get the adult actor first and you retroactively
yeah.
get the
It's
kid.
the other way around.
Now it's the other way around. Like, yeah, that became kind of a bit of fun casting for me.
No,
It's like,
for sure.
It's like, oh, who would be a good Mike? Who would be a good Bill? And that was now I'm super happy who they got. I thought it was like these are like really spot on, especially Bill Hader. As
I also like the way they did it too, how they gave us some breathing room because like there's been ever since like Lord of the Rings did it, people have been like, let's make all the movies at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
And but then we'll just kind of roll them out. But like by taking like 2 years off and giving some breathing room for it, you've just allowed it to grow a little bit and like give them those like time like, oh, I forgot about that almost. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And then when the cast came, like I was rewatching the trailer and I was just like, the trailer scared me.
The trailer
Again, I
scared
love
me.
horror, but I was watching that scene where the lady starts going doom 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 doom. I was like, all right, I'm all aboard. Let's do this.
I want to point out that I was wearing my headphones
Oh no!
when I was watching the trailer for the first one, and
Did you watch it off Twitter?
No, I watched it official on the YouTube. But I was watching it with headphones on, and I'm like, immediately I just started taking one headphone off because I'm like, nope.
No, same thing. I'm in front of my laptop. I'm watching like, Oh God. Oh God.
That one
Freaking-
scene where she was awkwardly just staring at her.
Yeah.
And for like a good, like maybe 5 seconds. It's like, oh god.
But like, I gotta be real. I give a lot of kudos to the director of this because
Yeah.
the thing about this though is that this is that level, and people are looking at me crazy when I say this, but this is that level of Steven Spielberg level directing. Because the thing about horror is random studio audience member is that horror is really easy to do in the dark,
Yeah.
but Steven Spielberg's one of the few people who can do it in the daylight.
Yeah.
Because you remember with Poltergeist and you remember with Jaws, extremely well lit, looks like all these nice things,
Right.
but they still get across the fear really well.
Right.
With it does a lot of daytime stuff, but it still communicates it well. So that's where the comparison comes in because not every director can do daytime horror well
Yeah.
because it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like I remember I told people about Batman 3, Rise of the Dark Knight.
Sure.
I was like, it looks stupid. I was like, they were like, why? Because Batman's in the daytime. He looks stupid. Why is he got on a velvet cape? It's not selling it right now. And sure enough, it's like the worst out of the franchise.
I take it back. You're no longer crazy.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm excited for it, and I know that we were waiting a while for some glimpse of what It Chapter 2 is going to be. I'm kind of glad this is the.
How do you feel about it being a September release instead of a summer release?
I'm cool. I like it. I'm good with it. I like it.
I don't.
Why's that?
Why is that?
Halloween season, bro.
Yeah.
Closer to Halloween?
No, the reason why is because the last one released in the summer and it killed. And again, as a teacher, I just know, like I talk to my students about this all the time.
Yeah.
They see movies in droves over the summer,
Sure.
so I kind of feel like had they dropped it like in July, like early August, easy like 300 mil like type deal.
Do you remember
in September
last-
with school going on, I was like, I think this is gonna hurt you a little bit.
I don't know. Do you remember Halloween last year? It made a lot of money.
And it was in October.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's Halloween though. It has to be around. But I agree with you.
Yeah,
Horror is always going to make money. I just kind of feel like I love when horror movies come out during the summer because it's a little bit more, in my opinion, ballsy. Because The Conjuring did that and it did that, and it's just like, yeah, we're going to take over the summer season, still scare you.
I'm not really worried about like what month it's coming out. I think it's still gonna do decent.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are still gonna come.
I'm not worried about its September release.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For me personally, because I think there's such hype to it,
Yeah.
and they also, and it definitely along the lines of like the fact that September is usually a dead month for movie releases. That
It used
they,
to be, honestly.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to change. Like after Gravity came out, and some
sure,
other stuff.
there's always exceptions, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, still September's a weird month for people to release a movie, and like you, it
No,
kinda
I don't
is.
hear. I hear
Yeah.
what you're saying, but
Yeah.
what I'm just going through my mind is now. I was like, is there really like? Because I mean, there used to be that time where February used to be a weird month.
Yeah.
But now February we got like Black Panther, and they released like something else big in February.
February is a staple for Marvel now. I think.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it just kind of the reason why I was just like, because I agree with you. That's supposed to be the dead season,
Right.
but it kind of feels now like low key Oscar season, low key the dead season, because you know those Oscar films that come out that do critically
December,
well,
November.
but they don't break $1 billion.
Yeah, I know, and I guess what I was just getting to is like it's gonna dominate September. That's probably the main reason why they want it to be early September. It will own that
It
month.
will go right into October.
Yeah, it will
And
own that month like hardcore. Yeah.
And you know, I just realized too, as I was thinking about this, because I just realized Stranger Things is dropping in about July.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just realized, oh, they probably didn't want to drop it at the same time because they didn't want that compare and contrast to be there.
Because
so
Finn's
hard.
in both movies.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
gives more breathing room and everything like that.
Right.
So that would make sense as well. So
That is
it's
a big trend now with a lot of movies. Is that kid dynamic? You know, having all those
Kids in an
the
adventure.
Goonies style.
Yeah.
They tried to do that again. Remember back when Super 8 came out?
Yeah.
It didn't work.
That one did.
Super 8 had potential, but the story wasn't there.
It was okay. I liked the movie overall, but it also was kind of that weird. Like it just didn't quite connect in the way that like that he was trying to aim it to be.
Because the problem with JJ is, and this was back when he was just coming off Lost.
Yeah.
And he was doing this whole mystery box deal.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, though, he never really figured out what's in the mystery box.
Oh yeah, he loves the idea of it, but
and it helps him with launch shows. A lot of people watch Fringe, you have to watch Alcatraz, both great mystery box shows. But after the first season, it's kind of like, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah. But overall,
So should we talk about more Fast and Furious or?
I think we're gonna move on to our talk about Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Who's your starter Pokemon?
What's going on? What are you guys pointing at?
Oh no! All
I
right,
don't know.
he's got the Yost.
Shut up.
The host has got the
So
Yost.
let's talk about Detective Pikachu. Now, Johnny, you had a chance to see it?
Yep.
Did you enjoy it?
I liked it. I was a little bit worried going in because I heard critics didn't like it a lot, so that didn't worry me. But when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this wasn't for critics." Like, think about it, I can't imagine which critics saw this and hated it. Like, how many critics grew up playing Pokemon on their Nintendo Game Boy Pocket?
Yeah.
Game Boy Pocket.
I had to go back in the day. That's when I had the Game Boy Pocket, then I got the Game Boy Color. But I remember having my pocket sitting there on my Saturdays and Sundays the whole weekend, just going through beating blue.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like when it's a movie like this, it's based on a huge franchise. It's like at the end of the day, it's like who you're making this film for. And with this one, it's like, listen, the thing, and this is the thing I actually most appreciate about Detective Pikachu is that we're not reinventing anything. We're literally dropping you in the world of Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will try our best to explain, but at the end of the day, it's like, listen, there's a world filled with these creatures, and we are and humans have humans have a relationship with them, and that's the world, and that's it.
Was this the right take on, would you much rather they did Ash's story and made...
I like that they didn't.
Same.
Yeah.
You like that this film was filled with Easter eggs for
It
a bunch
is.
of different.
But you
different
know-
things from the
From the games,
Yeah,
from the
from the show
shows,
and
from the manga, like so many different stuff.
Despite the fact that this is based on an actual video game called Detective Pikachu,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, from what I heard, it follows the storyline of that game very closely.
Yes.
The thing I like about it is that, like, when you don't include Ash and Team Rocket, though I would like to see Team Rocket later.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course.
When you don't include the things that everyone's familiar with, you actually kind of, the best thing about this movie is you're selling the world.
Yeah.
And that allows you to not worry about, but are you canonically correct with Ash
Mm-hmm.
and Misty and Brock or whoever the new people are hanging out with
when I
Ash?
was watching, I was kind of looking for Easter eggs, like, maybe they're there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Never
But
sure.
and there is one big Easter. There is one big nod. I went, ooh, you mentioned that. That's funny. But it's I'll get to that in a second. But it's the fact is like they've just decided to listen. Like we're selling the world, and I think that the best thing about the movie is that you can prove that the world will probably be just enough that you
Yeah.
don't need to keep relying on the same characters. I would like the next movie to be completely different characters.
Well,
The piggyback off that, I agree with you, because the dope thing about not doing like the Ash or Trainer Red or anything like that, you take pressure off yourself.
Absolutely.
Because the thing about it
Yes.
is that, like you said, there's so many different versions of like Ash out there. Like, do you go with Johto? Do you go with Orange Island League? Like, what do you do? And then if you go with Trainer Red, like, what do you do? What Team Rocket do you bring in?
Right.
You eliminate all that stuff, and it's like, you know what? Let me just show you the world and show you what we can do. Plus, the other dope thing about it is that you get the focus on the technology and the technique.
Oh, yeah.
Like watching this, I was like, shit, Pokemon look real.
Yeah.
And it's dope as hell. And the
which
thing
one
about
were
it
you
is,
most impressed with? Which Pokemon were you most impressed with seeing on screen? Was it Charizard?
no,
You know what? Because
honestly,
go ahead.
Mewtwo.
You two look great.
Like Mewtwo looked dope, and all that. I love the fact he referenced that I was created like all these years ago. And blah blah. I was
I
like,
love that
I was
thing.
like, oh
That
god,
was the
it
one.
ties in.
That was my reference. I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
What
is it?
The reference is like, oh no, the first time he showed up was in Kento 20 years ago. I went,
Yeah.
whoa, wait a minute, that's the movie.
Oh, so
Yeah,
the movie
yeah,
is,
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you just reference the first movie?
High five.
And I love how they brought Bill Nye and everything. And
That I actually the weirdest one, the big surprise for me was like how they found a way to translate Ditto
oh
in
my
the movie,
god.
and like I love making fun of Ditto. No offense to fans of Ditto, I just like making fun of
I know
Ditto.
you're-
What was dope is they made fun of the Ditto from the show.
Yeah.
Because in the show, you remember the original Ditto they met, he could always change any form,
Yeah.
but his eyes would always give it away.
I know you're a beady-eyed version of a girl I'm really attracted to, but I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's freaky, might I add? That was freaky when like we saw like the humanoid
Yeah.
versions of Ditto.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
the glasses and it was really fun.
It was
seeing
dope.
those
It was dope.
no.
characters.
But no, go ahead.
Ken
Joseph.
Watanabe was in it. randomly.
Oh,
fun.
why is he so good?
Yeah.
Why is he so good at everything? He just brings this respect and a gravitas. Where like when you see him or something, like, oh shit, this is serious now.
Well, no,
It was such a small role too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a big role.
Well, I crack up because like I love Ken Watanabe, but also like the idea that Ken Watanabe has been Hollywood's choice of, well, you cast Japan, you cast Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, exactly.
Now again, the
Since-
one problem
since,
is,
like, yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
the one problem is that Hollywood, you got to find other Japanese actors to cast,
Right.
So you can kind of diversify it a little bit. But I will say though, I did appreciate the diversity of this movie.
Yeah.
Like you got like people of all races. Like I was like, this is really dope to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
his best friend was Indian at the beginning and everything like
Yeah.
that.
and I
You
like
got
that
Ryan
actor too.
Reynolds,
I've
it's
seen a
like,
couple
yeah.
of things.
Oh, that
yeah.
was also another cool scene that I liked. The whole Cubone thing where, like, if you don't know Pokemon, you don't know the history behind where
my
his skull
gosh.
came
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
And they
Oh my
just
gosh,
grazed
yeah.
over. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be sad if I was wearing my relative's skull on my head too.
Yeah.
You know what's impressive about the movie too is like that's the one time a Pokeball shows up in the movie,
Yeah.
and the fact
And it was dope
because
too,
they,
yeah.
because
In the city, they
steered
don't use
clear,
them.
Like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to live in unison.
So-
It's not
Spoilers.
owning-
yeah,
Spoilers.
we did warn you. But I like the idea that like for one of the most iconic imagery of iconic images of Pokemon is the ball. Hell, the Pokemon Company's logo is the ball.
Yeah.
And this movie literally has one appearance of it.
But
But
it's
I
such-
like that it's like the movie works regardless of like of that. Like the movie starts with like, hey, look, it's a Pokemon scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need
There's
to
a-
catch a Pokemon because
Yeah.
you wanted to be a trainer back in the day. And
Yeah.
It gives you a Pokemon scene. It still gives you a Pokemon battle.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like
Oh
you're
yeah,
out.
yeah, that was a great Pokemon.
You're
movie.
out. You're on the grass. You're walking through it. There's the Pokemon Wild and everything like that.
Yeah.
It was dope. It's like again, like if you grew up playing Pokemon, watching the show or whatnot, you will literally just like find yourself breaking out smiling at all these random moments. Like I just remember when I heard the sound of like catching, you're like, doo, like you hear the ball, and you're
It's
like,
not
that's
green
just-
yet. It's not green.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's like all the sounds are usually all from the game and from the show, which is like so dope to hear.
Yeah.
I love that little scene where Ryan Reynolds is singing the theme song.
It's cute.
Oh.
It's cute.
That's very
It's cute.
Or another fun scene is when Detective Pikachu kicks the Magikarp.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys always sleeping on Magikarp. He's
Yep,
badass. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Literally, with freaking Pokemon Go, I have so many Magikarp just so I can make a Gyarados. I still haven't done it yet.
Well, that's why when you get the game, like the old cartridge, like you got these like I'm getting my Gyarados.
Yeah.
But no, that's what was hilarious too. As soon as I saw that Magikarp with the fish tank, and it was like the gas hits, I was like, please turn to Gyarados, please turn to Gyarados. But then it happened right then, and when it happens later after he gets, I was like, yes, so good to see.
I do like one of the things I will say. This is my one of my few knocks in the film.
Oh, Justin, why? Justin, why do you hurt us like this?
It's not a bad thing, bad thing. But it was something like I do like Ryan Reynolds, and I do like Ryan Reynolds in the film. I do, and I
Did it take a little bit of getting used to hearing his voice on like a Pikachu?
That's not so much the thing. Is like I got used to it from like the trailers on, but it's like I think my thing is like I'm sitting there going like, hey, I get it. I get why you cast him. I get why you just be Ryan Reynolds. There is a part of me that I kind of wish that he was asked to kind of gruff up the Pikachu, the voice.
Really?
Well, because part of me is like he's a detective, right? Like he's a private
he's
eye.
He's the partner to a detective.
But like the movie is called Detective Pikachu, so part of me is like if he's like when like part of the like like if he's like a detective. I think it'd be kind of funny if he had kind of like a more detective-y voice coming out of the Pikachu to kind of contrast.
Who would
the
you have
vision.
cast to do the voice?
There's a very popular meme that I kind of with it is I still kind of wish it was Danny DeVito. Because the lines I've heard, like I've thought about the same lines in the movie with Danny DeVito with Danny DeVito's voice. It's now 8 times funnier to me.
So here's the thing. I feel you, but the thing about it is though, when I think about that, it reminds me of like who's talking now.
Sure.
Like who's talking?
Sure.
Because I do get it, and that's a great joke, and it's for comedic wise, it works really great. The only reason why I kind of like the voice is because it's like anytime you just do Pikachu,
right?
And it's like because it's Pikachu. It's like it's supposed to be adorable and cute. So he was like, for me, he was that nice middle ground. It was like I can get the jokes across, but when I need to, I'd be like Pika.
And I still, and again, I want to point out, I still like him. It didn't like go. This movie is bullshit because it sounds like Ryan Reynolds.
I feel.
But there was a part where I was like, it would have been neat to see if you guys tried to ask him to play that. But he is very enjoyable and he's very funny.
For me, my one gripe was a little bit of the story aspect of it when they started doing like the flashbacks of like I erased your mind and blah blah blah, because there's this whole thing where like Mewtwo and the Pokemon Corporation are trying to merge people with Pokemon. Yeah. And so first off, the corporation, like, what do you get out of merging people with Pokemon? Why is that the goal? What does that help you accomplish? And there's that moment where Mewtwo's like, I'm going to merge him with you so you can save his life by finding the sun. I'm like, how does finding the sun help you save him later on?
Like, I understand why Mewtwo was merged with a human. I get that.
Yeah.
That I get.
Power makes that guy powerful.
Yeah.
It makes a stronger villain versus Justice Smith fighting.
But he didn't even merge with him. He just psychically took over him.
Yeah.
Which is like when you psychically took over him, why did you merge your body into him? And then you're there, you're permanently. It's like done.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that, but that's a good point.
But here's the thing though. Serious of disbelief. Because they sang the motherfucking song.
Yeah.
I want to be the very best. Once you got that, you got my money, you're good.
I also really like that, because it's the first movie, right? First live action movie. That I like that because you're in Rhyme City and you made the rule that Rhyme City is a world where Pokemon and humans coexist together.
No Pokemon, no Pokeballs, no Pokemon Masters, no trainers.
No trainers, no battles. I do like the fact that, like, hey, you know, that's smart for your first movie. That means you can just fill that screen with Pokemon.
Yeah. Everywhere.
I think I saw an article where they said there was 54 different Pokemon.
54 different Pokemon.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all they can afford.
That's
why you kind of see some same ones over and over
again. If y'all don't know, there's about 300, like 400 plus Pokemon.
I don't know. I think there's like thousands now.
Probably, yeah, because with each game that you do like another 150. So, yeah.
No,
the original run was 150 Pokemon. Should we do the Poke Rap?
It's going to be 40 minutes.
No,
yeah, I thought it was a really fun film. Like, and by no means is it like the greatest kids film out there, but it is a fun film.
Dude, it's first off, you did a live action Pokemon movie. You did it great.
Yeah.
2, you made me excited for if you guys actually do the Ash story or the Pokemon Red story, and we get to see actual battles or whatnot.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is that you showed you can succeed with it, and it looks great and it looks amazing. Yeah. For a first movie, dude, this is This is a great thing. You did a good job.
It's definitely one of the best video game movies. I didn't say the best. It's one of.
Because so here's what I want to talk about.
One of.
So,
what are you gonna defend, Johnny?
No.
I didn't even say it's the best. I just said one of.
No, but here's the thing. I agree with you.
One of.
Here's the thing, I agree. It was like when I saw it though, I imagine a lot of people saying that it would be the best video game movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then in my head, I was like, no, there's one that's better to me in it. So if we could, please.
Okay.
Maybe we just go down the line.
Okay.
And we just say, what's our favorite video game movie?
Sure.
If you like, I could start us off.
Please.
Go for it.
So, in my opinion, I would
Okay.
say the best video game movie is Mortal Kombat. Best soundtrack.
Sure.
The first movie actually works and like makes logical sense.
Yeah.
Two, the visual and like physical effects they did were actually badass, and the fights were dope as hell. The fight between Liu Kang and Reptile, on point.
Yeah.
The fight between Johnny Cage and Scorpion, boom, give him that work. Give him that shadow kick. We go to Scorpion's personal hell. Good movie. And when Johnny Cage beats up Goro, notice his name is Johnny. Great freaking movie.
I like Mortal Kombat a lot.
That's why we friends. This is why we friends.
That's like
we friends.
I got nothing against.
That's why I'm
I
deleting Tony
hate
Sanchez's
Annihilation.
number on my phone
You hate Annihilation?
because she
I
don't like
hate
it.
Annihilation. Did you watch
What
Annihilation?
are you talking about?
I hate Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess it's a video game. But
I'm going to choose. Wait, did you choose one? Is that you're gonna choose the same
I'm
one?
not gonna lie. That was my one.
I'm going
Mortal
to
Kombat.
choose Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li.
Why would you ever choose? Why would you ever choose?
No.
What is wrong with
No.
you? Are you okay?
No.
I know Robin
Jasmine.
Show's in that one too.
Jasmine.
And you got
Who
Taboo.
hurt you?
You got
Who hurt you?
And you got Michael Clark. Was it Michael Clark Duncan?
Is he
wasn't
still
it?
trying to talk about
He's
this?
still trying to talk about this.
You got Kristen Crook from.
Oh my gosh.
about this.
I said this was a judgment-free zone, but
Come on.
No.
Judgment.
No, I will
No.
take
No?
the Street Fighter movie with Van Damme any day of the
Yeah.
week. Any day of the week over that garbage.
I kid you not. I take my kids to see because I teach and I run a video game anime club, and we go on field trips to see the Marvel movies and video game movies.
Yeah.
We went to go see the Chun-Li movie. Literally,
Ooh.
as soon as the credits rolled, my students stood up and yelled, "Fail!" and stormed out the theater. And we were like, "He's right though."
It's
Bison was born where again? Born and raised in Thailand, but he's got a Scottish accent or an Irish accent.
Jean-Claude.
John Van. You know what I get out of like this? You know what I get from the '90s horror movie Round
Is that-
Juliet?
Wait, but is that really your best video game movie?
No, it's not.
What
Oh,
you
thank God.
what do you really got? What do you really got?
Thank God.
What is? Double Dragon is a great one.
The animated series is badass.
Yes, the
they were
animated series
literally
is
just
really
selling
good.
toys, but it was
Yes,
so
it
good.
was so
I like
good.
Mark Dacascos, so I guess I can like half of Double
God,
Dragon.
What would be a good one? It's a really hard question because there's no real good video game movies.
Yeah. Like
Don't
I like
tell me
Chunks. I like Chunks of Silent Hill, but not the story.
Not at all. It's terrible. I've tried watching it so many times. I
There's some visual stuff in Silent Hill that I like,
Well,
but
that-
it's
What about
Most recent Tomb Raider.
I haven't seen the most recent Tomb
Oh,
Raider.
that's very accurate. Tomb Raider is very accurate.
yeah, but no.
It's missing my buddy Earl,
Yeah.
but
That's not a video
That's
game
not
movie.
that doesn't count. Wreck-It Ralph doesn't count because it's not a real video game.
Oh, the first Mario Brothers.
Huh?
The first Mario Brothers.
Oh no.
Oh, that was so terrible.
Oh,
It's
my-
alright. I'll come back. I'll come back to that. 'cause
My friends had a podcast about that movie, and they defend that with their lives.
They
So
do not.
they do.
They do
They
not.
do. They did a minute-to-minute podcast of Super Mario.
Oh my god.
They
You know
love
what?
it.
Actually, no. My favorite video game movie is the Twisted Metal movie.
That's
Did-
not real.
what?
Yeah, Death Race. That's
No,
Twisted Metal,
that is
bro.
not Twisted Metal.
That is Twisted
They
Metal.
have to call it Twisted Metal.
Huh?
They have to call it Twisted Metal.
It's Twisted.
It has to be called Twisted.
Oh,
Metal.
what about that movie with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah, Crazy Taxi? That was based on the video game.
yeah.
No,
I
it's
guess that's
not.
not-
It's
that's
not.
not-
It's
It
just a-
was,
it's just
it
a-
was, though. It really
It's
was,
just a
though.
bad movie.
It really, no, it
I
really
think-
legit was based on Crazy
I think
Taxi.
that's
It was based on. It's a remake of a French film. Actually.
I think
Really?
Queen Latifah
They
is
said
a
it was
good
Crazy
place.
Taxi too.
I think
We'll talk.
Queen
talk.
Latifah is a good place to end the show, so we'll end it with Queen Latifah.
We're gonna end the show on Queen Latifah.
Oh,
All right, it's fine.
Well, we still have one show. We have Superhero News Network
Yes.
with Tatiana and Tony. So they're going to be discussing a certain Stark joining the Marvel Universe. They're also going to be discussing, what was the second one? It was...
Spider-Man.
That's the third
Watchmen.
one. Watchmen on HBO. So if you guys stick around, they will be talking about that in a few minutes. But where can everybody find you guys on social media?
you can find me at Johnny P313 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my comics on Gumroad, also at Johnny P313.
You can find me on Instagram at Justin Quiz, Twitter at Justin Keys On, and That's it. You can find my shows later from there.
You can find me on social media at JesusZeus. That was Box Office Showdown. Stay tuned for Superhero News Network. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with everything trending.
Ingy Papo Cha.
We out.
Peace.